Good morning, students. Welcome to the session. Students, in the previous session, we began with lesson 4 and we had a discussion of the few words of lesson 4, which are abhor, abound, aspire, beguile, commend, decline, data, decisive, comply, and environment. We had discussed these words with their meanings, and we had also learned to use them in the sentences. Most of you have not sent the homework related to these words. Only some of you have sent, and this is not a good sign. I hope the next time I'll get the homework from everyone. So let's begin our today's session now. We will begin with the word ex we will begin with the word extinct. Extinct is an adjective. I believe you know all about the adjectives because we have discussed a lot about it and we have been discussing every day almost about adjectives. So let's move to the meaning and try to understand what extinct means. Extinct means, especially it is used for animals, any animals which is no longer existing nowadays, which has completely vanished. There is no more existing member of that family. That is called extinct. Let's see in the example. Many birds and animals are now extinct. We are talking about the animals which are no more now. I mean, their species are no more now. Like vulture, it has almost extinct. Use of oxen in agriculture is extinct now. Now you even the remote villages, even in the remote villages, you don't see or hear about the usage of ox in agriculture purpose. So it is almost extinct. Antonyms are existing, surviving, living, or active. The next word we have is fabulous. Fabulous is an adjective. It is also an adjective which describes the quality of something or someone. Fabulous means very good, excellent, stupendous, tremendous, phenomenal, or legendary. If something is excellent, if something is very good, if something is in great quantity, that is called fabulous. Let's see in the example and use it in the different ways or for different meaning. Panchtantra is a fabulous collection of anecdotes or tales. Here it means a very good collection or excellent collection of anecdotes or tales. My father has a fabulous sense of fashion. What does it mean here? Here it means he has a great sense of fashion. I hope it's clear now. We have used for two meaning, one which says excellent or very good, and the second which says stupendous, tremendous, or in a great quantity. The antonyms we can use for fabulous are ordinary, tiny, bad, or boring. If something is not excellent, that is ordinary. If if someone has not a great knowledge, we can say he has a very little or tiny. For the size or quantity, we can use tiny. The next word we have is futile. Futile again is an adjective which means useless, something which is of no use, that is useless, or having no success. When you try and you don't get success, that is futile. Worthless, vain, fruitless. We can use these terms or these words as the synonyms of futile, or we can replace futile with these words. So, futile means something which is of no use or ending without success. His parents persuaded him many times, but it was all futile. Our parents, our parents also persuade us, convince us for many things to do or many things not to do. Sometimes we follow, we obey them. Sometimes we don't obey them. So when we don't obey them, their effort gets futile. The effort to ban tobacco by the government is all futile now. Government has banned the use of tobacco, but still we see people using it at public places. So the government effort is all futile now, useless, fruitful, useful, and worthy. Useful, fruitful, or worthy can be used as the antonyms of futile. When something is not useless, meaning we that is useful or fruitful or worthy. So that is the antonym of futile. The next word we have is impartial. Impartial is also an adjective which means to treat everyone in an equal manner or in a fair way. When you are not biased, when you are not prejudiced, prejudiced, biased, we have already discussed in the previous lessons. So I hope you understand these terms. So impartial means without prejudice, without bias. When we are not biased, when we are not prejudiced, we are fair minded, we are unprejudiced, we are unbiased, we are neutral, or it is said that we have a equal view or opinion. So these are the meaning of impartial. Let's see in the example, sentence example. A judge must be impartial in his judgment. A person with impartial nature is not liked by anyone. Do you like an impartial person? No. Of course, nobody knows, nobody likes. So we must be partial in our opinion, towards others. It's a good virtue. The antonyms we can use for impartial are biased, prejudiced, partisan. The next word we have is harmonious. Harmonious is also an adjective which means peaceful or without any conflict, without any disagreement. So when we are without any disagreement, we say it friendly, peaceful. This is for one meaning. The other meaning for harmonious is in music or arts, which means producing a pleasant effect when heard or seen. When you hear a music or when you see a portrait, a drawing, and it gives you a pleasing effect to your senses, your eyes, or your ears, that is called harmonious. Like the school has a harmonious environment. Our school has a harmonious environment where people from every background, students from every background, yeah, what I was saying, yeah, our school has a harmonious environment where people from every background, from every class, from every society are there, and there is a harmonious atmosphere, environment among them. So this is this means friendly environment or peaceful environment. The second example has been used for the other meaning. Let's see it and understand. The blend of classical and western music was really harmonious. Nowadays there is a tradition of fusion, fusion music. What is it? It is the blend, mix of different kinds of different forms of music together. So the fusion was, or the blend was, really harmonious. There was no concord, there was no discord. Actually, there was no discord, there was no disagreement between the classical and the western music, so it was all harmonious. Antonyms of harmonious are incongruous, hostile, or unfriendly. The next word we have is procedure. Procedure is noun, and I hope you understand which kind of noun it is. Well, it's an abstract noun. What does it mean? It means the usual or correct way of doing something. When you do something, you have to follow some steps. So if you do, or if you complete one step after another step, that is called procedure. You are doing something in a proper procedure. Course of action, we also can say. Method, we also can use instead of procedure. Let's see in the example how to use it. Preparing noodle has a very simple procedure. It's a very simple procedure. Everybody can do it. Similarly, what is the procedure for applying for a loan? When you apply for a loan, when you apply for an admission to any school or college, you have to follow some procedure. You have to buy the registration form first, then you have to sit in an entrance test, then you have to go through an interview, and then you are selected for admission. So this is all called procedure if you follow all the steps. The next word we have is process. Process is also a noun, and exactly it is an abstract noun. This is also an abstract noun, which means a series of actions that produces a result. After doing a series of actions, you get a result. So all together is called process. A series of changes happens naturally. Let's see in the example and try to understand. Mistakes are part of the learning processes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. This is something that happens naturally. You try to learn and you make mistakes. So this is all the process of learning. Making mistakes and correcting is all the process of learning. We are in the process of preparing the result. We are in the process of preparing the result means we are following the series of actions. We are checking the we are we are evaluating the answer sheets. We are calculating the marks, entering it in the result sheet, and then preparing the result. So these are the process. The next word we have is recline. Recline means to sit on a chair or in a chair by keeping your back inclined towards back, or simply lie back. If you sit on a if you sit in an easy chair, I think you understand. So when you sit in an easy chair, what you do, you lie back. You just let yourself lie back. So that is a comfortable position in which you sit. You feel relaxed. So that is called recline. Like, let's see in the example and understand. I was reclining on the sofa while watching TV. What you do when you watch TV, you just sit on the sofa, you recline, or you lie back. You let yourself to go back. You just sit and you let yourself, or you let your back rest on the sofa towards the back. So that is called recline. So I was reclining on the sofa watching TV. He reclined on the car's seat to sleep. If you sit on a chair or if you sit on a sofa and you try to sleep, what you do, you recline back. You recline. Recline itself means to lie back. So you recline. The antonyms of recline are stand or sit up or straight. When you sit straight, that is the opposite of recline. The next word we have today is submarine. I have missed here to write whether it is which class of word does it belong to. It is a noun because it's the name of something. So submarine is basically a kind of or a type of ship that can travel underwater as well as on the surface. Every naval force means navy. Every naval force has submarines, or you can say submarines enhances or strengthens the naval forces. Submarines come up the water surface to take fuel. When the fuel is over, it comes up the surface to take the fuel. So this is how you can use submarine. I think you have understood now. Submarine is a type of ship that can travel underwater also, and it can travel on the surface of water also. The next word we have is texture. Texture is an abstract noun. Submarine is a common noun. Texture is an abstract noun. What does it mean? It means when you feel something, when you touch something, and the way you feel it, that is called texture. Like when you touch a cemented wall, plastered wall, how do you feel it? It feels a little rough. So that is texture. Smoothness, roughness, these are all the textures. Marbles have a smooth texture. If you touch a marble, it feels very smooth. So that is the texture of the marble. Plastered walls have a rough texture. I have already explained it. So here we end today's session. I hope you have understood the words, you have understood the examples, and I hope you will be able to use them in your own sentences. So that will be your homework. That's it, students, for today.